Hello everyone. So through this video we'll tell you why is it so important to read news, why is it so important to have an outlook about current affairs, क्योंकि it not only helps in clearing your writtens for defense exams but also helps in cracking the SSB interview. अगर हम डिफेंस एग्ज़ाम्स के रिटन की बात करें तो वी आर कवरिंग हेयर CDS एग्ज़ाम, AFCAT, CAPF and Territorial Army. So you must have seen in your previous year question papers that a major chunk of the question paper of general awareness constitutes of current affairs, constitutes of news that you might have read. स्पेसिफिकली अगर हम CDS का देखें तो 120 क्वेश्चंस में से आपको आराम से 22 से लेकर 25 क्वेश्चंस तक देखने को मिलेंगे. नाउ इफ़ यू नो द आंसर टू दीज क्वेश्चंस इट इज़ सो ईजी टू क्लियर योर कट ऑफ, which many candidates have a problem in doing so. You have sectional cutoff in your exams, that 20% sectional cutoff जिसको clear करना ही इतना difficult हो जाता है that ultimately even if you have scored better in your maths paper, you've scored better in your English paper, the entire total cutoff you're not being able to clear. Sometimes you may not be able to qualify for the academy that you want to join. You may clear your entrance for OTA but you may not be able to clear it for AFA, IMA or INA. Therefore, it becomes crucial that you have a strong hold on this subject. अगर हम SSB इंटरव्यू की इन पर्टिकुलर बात करें then the three aspects that we have, that is the interview, psychology test and GTO, इन सब में this has a very crucial role to play. एक इंटरव्यू में let's say an interviewing officer has asked you this question to give him 5 news of national and international importance. तो यहाँ पे जब आप एक न्यूज़पेपर को रीड करते हो just reading the headlines will not suffice. You will have to have an in-depth analysis of whatever you are reading. Why? Because when you give an answer in interview, it is followed by another question known as the probing questions. The interviewer wants to know कि आपने कितने लेंथ तक उस न्यूज़ को पढ़ा है, have you read it superficially or do you have an idea of what is actually going on in the picture. Now the second test of SSB, that is the psychology test. Here it is very important to know what's happening around you, what kind of a person you are and what are the expectations from you as a person of society. So how would you know that? Through reading more about what's happening around in the society. We will take up the importance of current affairs in psychology at the end of this video. Let's talk about the role it has to play in GTO tasks. GTO में we have a total of 9 tasks and इसमें से some are based on our own opinions. सबसे पहले अगर हम ग्रुप डिस्कशन की बात करें, यहाँ पे when the GTO gives you a topic, it has certain sub topics. आप उस सब टॉपिक में से एक टॉपिक चूज़ करते हो and throughout the end of the discussion you stay on that topic. Let's say the topic given to you is the reasons of empowerment of women in India. अगर आपको इसके 3 reasons दिए हुए हैं, let's say one of the reasons that he gives you is the role of defense services in shaping, in enhancing the role of women in society. And let's say you have chosen this. अगर आपको पता ही नहीं होगा that what is the role of women in defense services, will you be able to speak anything on this in 15 minutes? No, you will not. So being more aware of your surroundings, the new laws that you have in your country, new opportunities for you people, everything must be registered in your mind. Similarly, in a lecturate, when you are given a cue card which has 4 topics, how do you choose the most appropriate topic? And you have to be very quick in choosing that. कैसे पता चलेगा? You choose according to the information that you know about a particular topic. Sometimes it may also happen that you do not know anything about any of the topics mentioned there. In this scenario, you may have to choose the last topic. It generally sounds like the heroine that I like, the hero that I like, my first book and so on and so forth. So इसमें you will not be able to tell the GTO that you are a well-read person, you know about your surroundings. So in order to do so, you must be into current affairs, you must be more aware. And sometimes it may look like it is a very tedious job to do, a very tedious task to do. But we have simplified it for you. Every week we'll come up with news of national and international importance here. All you have to do is be consistent, maintain a notebook where you write down the important facts and figures mentioned. your opinion about it, and a brief analysis of whatever information we are providing you. All you have to do at the end of the day, when your exams are approaching or when you're going for your SSB interviews, you take out this copy and you revise. We'll also come up with revision videos, and we can assure you that in your defense exams 99% of questions will come from these videos and the revision videos that we provide you. So let's begin with our first video from this series. Let's discuss our national news first. The first one, India has settled its first ever crude oil payment to which country in local currency? So सबसे पहले तो what is our local currency? That is the rupee. And why are we talking about this? Because जब भी trade की बात आती है, we talk about US currency, that is the dollar. We want to reduce our reliance on that, therefore moving to our own currency here. The answer to the question is UAE, United Arab Emirates. In an effort to boost bilateral trade and reduce reliance on the US dollar, India has settled its first ever crude oil payment to the UAE in local currency, that is the rupee. The deal was done under the local currency settlement. So this is the name of the deal between state-owned Abu Dhabi National Oil Company and the Indian Oil Corporation. So unki oil company ka name is the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company and ours is the Indian Oil Corporation. The deal is the second transaction under the same. ये दूसरी बार transaction हो रही है. The first one had taken place in July. That involved the sale of 25 kgs of gold from a leading gold dealer in UAE exporter to a buyer in India. That sale costed 128.4 million rupees. Now, what is the reason why we want to do this? सबसे पहले, we want to cut down on our transaction costs. And number two, we want to boost our exports. Our ties with UAE deepened when Mr. Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, he visited that nation. जहाँ पे भी bilateral trade की बात आएगी, वहाँ पे the question becomes very important, not only from your written point of view, but also your SSB interview. Which Indian city is the venue for G20 Digital Innovation Alliance Summit? Before we talk about its answer, the important part here is the word G20. Comment in the comment box below the names of the country. Let's see if you know the names of these countries. Why is it important? Because you can be asked this question directly in your exam कि out of these options given below here, कौन सी countries G20 nations हैं और कौन सी countries G20 nations नहीं हैं. So it becomes really important here. The answer to the question is Bangalore. Union Minister of State for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and Electronics and IT, Rajiv Chandrasekhar inaugurated the G20 Digital Innovation Alliance Summit in Bangalore as part of India's G20 presidency. So, which country has the G20 presidency right now? It's India. G20 Digital Innovation Alliance was launched under the METI Startup Hub. What is the meaning of METI here? It means the Ministry of Electronics and IT. और ये पूरा का पूरा program has been organized by 3 organizations. One is the Ministry of Electronics and IT. The second is the Startup Organization of METI. And the third is the Government of India. Let's quickly discuss the theme for the same. What is the theme for the same? Driving digital innovation for world economics. इसके अंदर we'll discuss about economic growth, sustainable development, global challenges, digital inclusion, and making resilient digital infrastructure. Which company is set to launch India's first kerosene oxygen powered rocket? So the answer for the same is Agnikul Cosmos. Indian firm Agnikul Cosmos is on its way to becoming the first in the country to privately design, develop and launch a liquid fueled rocket. So ये पहली ऐसी कंपनी है. Agnikul is targeting to launch their maiden rocket known as the Agniban Sorted. The name is very important here. क्या name है इसका? Agniban Sorted. It is sorted stands for suborbital technological demonstrator. It is a single stage launch vehicle driven by Agnikul's patented Agnilet engine. कौन सा engine है? Agnilet engine, an entirely 3D printed single piece 6kN semi cryogenic engine. So this is the quality of the engine here. All these points are very crucial. Now, what is a suborbital launch? Suborbital launch, they take the vehicle to the Earth's upper atmosphere instead of space. Single stage launch vehicle का क्या नेम है यहाँ पे? That is the Agniban Sorted. Apart from this, Agnikul also has India's first private rocket launch pad. So this becomes very important from your written point of view. Why? Because the launches done by Indian firms, Indian companies, they boost Atmanirbhar project of India, making it very crucial to know for you. Who has been conferred with the first ever Udyogratna award instituted by Maharashtra? So first of all, ये जो भारत उद्योग रत्न अवार्ड है, ये दिया किसको जाता है? It is given to businessmen and entrepreneurs जिन्होंने इस field में they have certain achievements. So the answer for the same is Ratan Tata. Now, जो रतन टाटा जी हैं, he is an Indian veteran industrialist and former chairman of Tata Sons. He was recently conferred with this award instituted by Maharashtra. The state's first Udyogratna award was presented to him for his outstanding work in the industry sector. उन्हें क्या दिया गया था? He was given a shawl, citation and memento from the MIDC. What is MIDC? महाराष्ट्र इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन MIDC की तरफ से उन्हें ये दिया गया था. So this is also important because these days we are boosting our industries. So the names of these industrialists are important. India's first indigenous etractor Prima ET11 is developed by which institution? So the answer for the same is CMERI. इसकी फुल फॉर्म क्या है? इट इज़ सेंट्रल मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट. वेयर इज़ दिस लोकेटेड? इट इज़ लोकेटेड इन दुर्गापुर. एक तो यूल कॉमेंट वेयर इज़ दुर्गापुर, इन विच स्टेट इट इज़ लोकेटेड. नाउ this comes under which organization? It comes under CSIR. What is CSIR? It is the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. इसके headquarters भी कहाँ located हैं? You'll comment down below. This machine was launched by the Union Minister of State for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh. He unveiled a book by the CSIR, Central Institute of Medicinal and Aromatic Plants, as a compendium showcasing 75 technologies developed by CSIR. So now हम इसको इतना प्रमोट क्यों कर रहे हैं? Because we want to tell that there has been an increase in the startups in the agricultural sector. और ये किस किस चीज़ को कवर कर रहे हैं? We are talking about e-tractors, recycling garbage, drip irrigation systems, genome sequenced farming, and example of genome sequenced farming is mango and lotus. Indian banking system liquidity slipped into a deficit in which month of 2023? Before we move to the answer, let's first find out the meaning of banking system liquidity. What is this? Readily available cash that a bank needs to meet short-term business and financial needs. Now, ये deficit में कब जाता है? If a bank is a net borrower from RBI under the liquidity adjustment facility LAF के under, when it starts borrowing from RBI. And when is it in surplus? When it is a net lender to RBI. Now let's have a look at the answer. The month is August. Indian banking system liquidity slipped into a deficit in the month of August as the Reserve Bank of India's temporary liquidity withdrawal and tax outflows impacted banks' funding. Banking system liquidity stood at a deficit of 236 billion rupees as of August 21, according to the RBI data. Liquidity surplus had hit a 13-month high. So ये deficit का stage start होने से पहले this was going in surplus. Now उसका surplus का era that lasted for 13 months and it had at 2.8 trillion rupees at the start of the month. Now since then it has been dropping and now we are in deficit. Now the most important and happening news of the month is the successful landing of the lander module of ISRO's third lunar mission Chandrayaan 3. India has reached the moon. So first of all, congratulations to all of us, for our country, to our scientists for the same. Now it has also become the first country to land near the moon south pole. So now India is the first country जिसने moon के south pole पे land करा है. Before this region has not been explored. The lander module of the Indian Space Research Organization's third lunar mission, that is Chandrayaan 3. Before this, we had mission number 1 and mission number 2. Launched on July 14. कब launch हुआ था? July 14 को. Made a successful landing on the moon's surface on August 23. So when did we land on the surface of the moon? August 23. Making India the fourth country after USSR, that's Russia, US, China, to make a soft landing on the lunar surface. What is a lunar surface? The surface of the moon. Chandrayaan 3 was launched on 14 July 2023. So this is the date here. The spacecraft entered lunar orbit on 5th August. तो हम उसके जो उसका spacecraft है lunar orbit को हमने 5th August के around enter करा था, and the lander touched down the lunar south pole region on 23rd August, making India the fourth country, this is very important here, to successfully land on the moon, and the first to do so near the lunar south pole, because nobody has explored this region before. Congratulating ISRO for the same, in Bangalore, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the touchdown point of the Vikram lander would henceforth be known as Shiv Shakti Point. This again becomes very important from exam point of view. He further declared the day, that is August 23, the day the Vikram lander descended on the moon, as the National Space Day. Again becomes very important. So from now on, our National Space Day would be celebrated on the 23rd of August. Now this Chandrayaan 3, it has two parts. What are its two parts? We have a lander and we have a rover. The name of the lander is Vikram and the name of the rover is Pragyan. जो Chandrayaan 2 था, it had three parts. It had an orbiter, it had a lander and it had a rover. When was Chandrayaan 2 launched? It was launched on 22nd July 2019. आप कमेंट्स में बताओगे कि चंद्रयान 1 कब लॉन्च हुआ था, and Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3, which place have they been launched from? This is also very important here. Who has become the first Indian to win gold at World Athletics Championship? I'm sure all of us know the answer to this question. So it is Neeraj Chopra. Neeraj Chopra becomes the first ever Indian athlete to win a gold medal at the men's javelin event. So which game is it? It is javelin at the World Athletics Championship 2023, which was held in Budapest, Hungary. He finished on top of the podium with a throw of 88.17 meters, while Pakistan's Arshad Nadeem got the silver medal and Jacob of Czech Republic won the bronze. Now, ये इस एथलेटिक चैम्पियनशिप का कौन सा वर्जन है? Which edition is it? It is the 19th edition. And where was the 18th edition held? It was held in Eugene, USA. Now you will comment down below कि 20th edition, which will happen in 2025, वो कहाँ पर होगा? Coming to the last one, which company will invest rupees 2 lakh crores in 5G? The answer for the same is Reliance Jio. Now, Reliance Jio will roll out 5G services across India by December 2023. So, कब तक का goal है कि December 2023 the 5G services will be out. The company has partnered with Qualcomm. Name of the company is Qualcomm. Why have they partnered? To develop 5G solutions. और किस कंपनी के साथ पार्टनरिंग है? With Google. Now this is for two reasons. What are these two reasons? Number one, to develop ultra affordable 5G smartphones. So cost effective smartphones बनाने के लिए they have partnered with Google, and the second reason is to have Google Cloud. It has now entered into a collaboration with Qualcomm to develop a 5G solution for India, which can be taken to the rest of the world. So the goal is to have it by December 2023. Let's come to the most important part of this video, that is the role current affairs have to play in clearing a psychology test. So सबसे पहले तो what is a psychology test and why is it so crucial to clear this test? When you enter stage 2 of your SSB, on the very first day, you will be taking this exam. Now this has 4 parts. सबसे पहले you will have TAT test, also known as the thematic apperception test. यहाँ पे आपको 12 pictures दी जाएंगी. Each picture will be shown to you for 30 seconds. During these 30 seconds, you observe the given picture. जब आप एक पिक्चर को ऑब्जर्व करते हो, यू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग ऑफ सर्टेन आइडियाज़ और व्हाट इज़ टू बी रिटन इन द स्टोरी. तो आपको ये आइडियाज़ कहाँ से आएंगे? फ्रॉम द इंफॉर्मेशन दैट यू हैव रजिस्टर्ड, फ्रॉम एक्सपीरियंसेस इन योर लाइफ, समथिंग दैट यू माइट हैव एनकाउंटर्ड इन योर लाइफ. So, reading current affairs, you might get to know about the reaction to certain situations, and then you'll be able to join the dots in your story, and it will become a better version of the story you might have created without reading certain articles. Coming to the second test of psychology, here we have the WAT test. What is it? It is the word association test. You will be shown 60 words for 15 seconds each, and you will be required to make a sentence related to those words. Now here also, आप कैसे लिखोगे एक word के ऊपर sentence? These are not the sentence that children make, that the sun is yellow in color and so on and so forth. You are supposed to write something that reflects about you here. So if you have to write about something, the ideas that will be generated in your mind will be from your own experiences. Again, how to make your experiences much more alive by being more aware of what's happening in your surroundings. If you're more aware, you'll be able to frame better sentences, and they will not just be statements or just be phrases that we generally think of at times. The third test that we have is the SRT test, also known as the situation reaction test. यहाँ पे you will be given 60 statements, 60 situations. Now what is a situation? It is a condition that a person is subjected to. तो यहाँ पे let's take an example that you're given a statement. Let's say Sneha had a snake in her drawing room. She dash. Now you have to put yourself in Sneha's shoes and you have to find out what you will do in that situation. अगर आपको पता ही नहीं होगा that what all can be done to take out the snake from the drawing room, how will you write a response? So when you read of what's happening around you, you'll be getting to know more of the answers. You may know where a snake is taken, which person to contact if you are not being able to kill that snake. Are you supposed to kill that snake? Is it harming you? Is it not harming you? So all of these things become very crucial here. And the fourth test of psychology test is the self-description test. यहाँ पे you write a paragraph each on what your parents think about you, your friends, your teachers or colleagues, and what you think about yourself. And the fifth paragraph that you write here is your current endeavors, what you want to improve in, and what do you think about your future prospects. So all of this is included in the psychology test. Now the three tests in SSB, interview, psychology and GTO, I would say that this is the most important one. Why? Because you do not speak here, you do not perform any actions. You are directly telling the psychologist of what is going on in your mind. Now, why is that important? Because this will help in getting an analysis of your thoughts. हमारे thoughts इतने important क्यों हैं? Because our thoughts lead to our actions here, and actions in defense forces are accountable. Why? Because when you are a leader in defense services, you are responsible for the lives of so many men and so many women. Therefore, we need to write our stories, need to write our words, SRTs and self-description in a better way. We need to be more aware about ourselves and our surroundings.